Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Salazar. Thank you for coming in to see me to go over our financial plan. And you recall, my name is Joe Kaleni. We've gone over this plan some time with each other. I've taken some information from you, and while you're in my office and you've had a chance to go over this plan, I wanted to talk specifically about two parts of the plan because I think they're related and they're important that you understand these two concepts. The first thing I wanted to go over with you, Mia, is the consequences of selling the rental property. The tax consequences, how much money you would make from the sale, and how that would impact your future. So this is a property that you were given by your mother. It was not an inheritance. Your mother's basis in the property was $20,000. Okay, and her basis can be increased by a portion of the gift tax she paid. She paid $24,000 in gift taxes. So the formula we're going to use, just to go through it briefly, is that her adjusted basis will be added to the unrealized appreciation divided by the fair market value minus annual exclusion used, which in this case was nothing, times gift tax paid. So in this case, we're looking at $20,000 plus $64,000, which is the unrealized gain based on that basis, divided by $84,000, which is the fair market value. That equals 0.7619. We multiply that by $24,000, which is the amount of gift taxes your mom paid, and we get an adjusted basis of $38,285.6 as your new basis in the property. So if we take depreciation prior to 2018 of $4,308, we will subtract that from your basis. That lowers your basis, so it increases your cost, your tax bill a little bit. We get a new adjusted basis of $33,977.60. Now keep in mind, this is a gift. It's not an inherited property. It's not like getting an inherited IRA or something with a stepped up basis in it. The fair market value at the time you got the gift is not relevant, nor is the fair market value at the time of your mother's death. Now you are, Mia, you're married filing jointly, but you earn less than $77,200 annually. This sale would generate a long-term capital gain. And I just wanted to point out, by the way, that the depreciation you can take is limited to the building and not the property. The depreciation you took in the past, along with any depreciation you would take in 2018 prior to the sale, would be subtracted from your basis, Mia. So, Mia, your capital gain on the sale of $84,000 would be an amount slightly higher than $50,022.40. And your capital gains would be taxed at 15% based on your tax rate. Therefore, your net from the sale, and this is a figure that is going to matter to you the most, will be an amount slightly less than $76,000, $496.64. That's assuming we sold it after January 1st. So the question is this a good idea for you or not? And my recommendation is that you seriously consider doing the sale. For one thing, the rental property generates no positive cash flow for you. The only benefit you're getting is a small amount of depreciation each year, which provides a very small tax benefit. Yet you're putting time and effort to maintain the building, and ownership entails risk. If you were to lose a tenant, that will result in negative cash flow for some time. Given that the neighborhood the building is in, we don't know how long it will take to find a suitable tenant. Any unexpected repairs would have negative consequences for your cash flow and possibly your net worth as well. The lump sum that you would earn from the sale could go towards lump sums needed for education or retirement, and we have those figures elsewhere in the plan, the figures you need for your children's education and your retirement. Now, I wanted to talk about this in the context of the possibility of doing an exchange, a 1031 exchange for the building next to Big Joe's Bar. Now, this would have minimal tax consequences for you because this would be a balanced exchange. By balanced, I mean you are giving up property with a fair market value of $84,000, and you're giving what we call mortgage boot in the amount of $16,000. So you are taking on the counterparty's mortgage. That's $100,000 total, and you're receiving a property with a fair market value of $100,000. So what happens with any gains, with any taxes on the sale, is they are not going away forever. They're deferred until you realize them when you sell the building again down the road. And given the fact that we're looking at adding this building to Joe's Bar, it would in all likelihood be many, many, many years before you sold the building. But what matters down the road when you do sell the building is what is your basis in the property. So your basis in the property you received is the fair market value of the received property, which is $100,000, minus a deferred gain of $66,022.40, or a basis of $33,977.60. Keep in mind, like I said, that your gains are not taxed in the year you do the exchange. They are deferred until the building is sold. So in your case, there would be no immediate tax consequence. Now, whether this is a good idea or not is something we want to go into a little further. Let's see where I have my notes on that. Just give me a second. So, an advantage of doing the swap for the bar, which I understand the desire to do that, is it's next to the bar, you can knock down the wall and expand the bar and expand your hours and hopefully increase your business. That's, sounds great. If you sell the property, you can use the lump sum to pay for college and or retirement, and certainly you could use the money for those goals. Now, I understand the desire to get more income out of the bar. I would point out to you that besides doing this exchange, one option is to just simply expand your hours to serve lunch. And I think that, Alex, you had mentioned something about that earlier, about that you're considering that. Now, that would involve minimal or no capital outlay. You could probably do that by hiring additional part-time staff or by expanding the hours of existing staff, or a combination of both. If it works, great. If not, you can always go back to the old hours, and little consequence for you dollar-wise. It's a low-risk option. Doing the 1031 exchange and expanding the bar is what I would call a high-risk option. It's going to require substantial debt because you're going to have to tear the wall down and do some renovations. And we don't know if the debt will generate enough income to service the debt. The only way we can justify this from a dollar point of view is if the addition to the bar would generate enough positive cash flow that it would not only pay for itself or servicing, but be competitive with the principal and the earnings you could get from the lump sum sale of the rental property. If this doesn't work out, if you do the exchange and you take on the debt and expand the bar, it may work out, but if it doesn't, the expansion could jeopardize the viability of the bar. And there are some things we should talk about later on about the importance of the bar for your future. So my recommendation would be to sell the rental property and not do the 1031 exchange. And I will leave it at that for now. We have a lot more to discuss at a later date, and we'll be in touch in the very near future. Thank you.